YouTube tarot reader, Lisa Lee, has been found using bad language during her twice-weekly live streams. In a shocking turn of events, it has also been discovered that she will not tell you what you want to hear, only what you need to know. The internet is in collective shock that authenticity is alive and well in this corner of the YouTube meta space. Do not watch if you are easily offended.
Hi, I'm Lisa, a practicing liminal witch and tarot reader with over 28 years experience in helping people find guidance through the cards. On this channel I talk about all sorts of witchy, spooky and mystical things that interest me and I hope will interest you too. Welcome to Beyond Authentic. Yes! Indeed, welcome to Beyond Authentic. It's very bright in here, isn't it, today? Computer, big light to 25%. There we go. Is it not this? It's the ring light, isn't it? So I look all disheveled today, partly because I am very disheveled today. The boiler people have been in the ongoing saga of the boiler. The boiler people have been. We do now have a new boiler. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to take my hair down. It's such a mess today. Unfortunately, what that meant, they came and did the usual, oh, we just need to power down. We're just going to switch everything off. Is that okay? Click. And I was like, the computer. So I've been sat here trying to get all the settings back. I've also got a very strong fan just here. So it's not working for the hair at all, is it really? It's really not working for the hair. But I don't know why. Why is it blowing it all? I don't know. Anyway, I'll sort it in a minute. It was more important to jump on because I could see that people were live and commenting. Oh, dear God. Right. So, yes, we're going to do some... Right, I'm going to have to sort this out because it is going to drive me absolutely bonkers otherwise. It is time for some tarot reading. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, everybody. This is a late shift. So basically, what does that mean? It means it is, well, it's supposed to be 1:45. I'm a little bit late, but it's nearly midnight here in the UK, which means it's nearly 7 o'clock in Eastern America. Southwest. Yeah, nearly 4 o'clock in Western America, 5 o'clock at Mountain Time. Didn't even know that was a thing. Nearly, oh gosh, if you're watching from New Delhi, bless you for being here, because it's 4:23 in New Delhi, nearly 4:30 in the morning. And of course, for our lovely friends down in Sydney, it's nearly 9 a.m. So good morning to you. You see that hair twirl? Look, hang on, I've got comments coming in. That hair twirl, what? Look like you're one of those over the top herbal essences. Herbal essences. Yes. Except when I do it, it does that. Do you know what I mean? Yes, there we go. Look, because I'm worth it. Oh dear gosh. Right, so yes, good evening everybody, good afternoon, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, good afternoon, and hello. It is fairly late here now. I'm actually not tired at all because I only woke up from a nap about an hour ago. As I say, we had boiler people in. It was complete chaos. Good afternoon, Jay. Complete chaos and absolutely bonking. Bonkers. We had so many people in and out of the flat today. It was really hard to deal with so many people. And then somebody just walks through the front door. Oh yeah, to the electricity, to the other gas people. Hello to us. Walked straight into the bedroom. I was like, Okay. Okay. I have strange men in my bedroom. I'm not used to this. I'm not used to this at all. Anyway, good evening to Necro Neil popping in. Good evening, children of the night. What sweet music they make. Good evening to Patricia, who is joining us. Hello and welcome. The internet is back on. Yay! That's really cool. Good evening to Jay, just popping in to say hello. And then you're going to go and do a bunch of stuff because you've got to go to sleep. Head to sleep. Yes, that's I did the condensifying it. Good evening to Holland. Hi, Lisa, Neil, Patricia, and everyone. Hello. Also, good evening to Sam Leary. Hello, my darling. Good evening, Lisa. Good evening, Sam Leaney. I need my specs. I need my old lady specs. That's what I need. I really do. How many adult beverages do we think Lisa I haven't had any. Do you know what? I've just finished. Where is it? What did I do with it? I just finished a can of Pepsi Max, and then for tonight, I've got the hard stuff tonight. I've got a Gold Monster. Should I need it? I don't think I will. I've got a bubblegum flavor. All the fluff off the bottom. All the chemicals. None of the sugar. Look at the hair. Look at the hair. I have already told you this is like this is my old hag look. There we go. Look. This is me, old lady in my cottage in the countryside. It won't be, will it? It'll be like one of those really crap care homes. But anyway, this will be me in my old with bits of leaves because my wings are leaves and you can't even see them. I will sort the hair out. It will distract me if nothing else, and I've got a can of cream soda on the go, so I've got plenty of pop to keep me going for this evening's shift. But yes, let's start as we mean to go on, shall we? With a hair toss. Right then, good evening and welcome to the channel officially. I know, what's that coming over the hill? Is it a monster? Is it a monster? You be the beauty and I'll be the monster. No, not doing that. I'll get struck or something. So then, Sam Leader, you've been called worst. Don't worry, I won't do my darling. You're off to visit the Druids Temple in Ripon tomorrow. There's a Druid Temple in Ripon. They've just done. Oh, by the way, for those that celebrate, I've got 2 minutes to say it. For those that celebrate, I hope you had a lovely Lunasa, Lamas, Candlemas, or whatever else you call it. A very, very, very lovely time for this Sabbath. It is Lamas, as I call it, because of I'm more of a folklore witch. And at Lamas time, normally, I say normally. Next year, definitely, I will be at Oakleaf at this time, or I would have just done it on the weekend. And so for me, Lammas is all about the John Barleycorn story, which is a lovely story, actually. It's really nice about killing John Barleycorn, chopping him down, and then setting fire to him, and then he's reborn. So yes, I do really like the Lammas sort of story version of it, but yes, it is a lovely time, so yay. And that is right next to Ripon, or it's in Ripon. It's neither a temple nor remotely druidic. What? Hang on, so is it a pub? Basically, Holland is going tomorrow to a British pub called the Druids Temple. That's what it sounds like. It's a stone circle that was built 200 years ago as a tourist attraction. Do you know what? That's absolutely fine. That is absolute blooming. I am going to have to deal with it. 200 years is still older than a lot of spiritual places that you can go to. And the fact that it was built as a tourist attraction, do you know what? It's one of those things. I believe this very firmly, okay? Because there is a stone circle in Ripon that was put there in the 70s or 80s. Can't remember, something like that. And I actually met one of the circle builders. it was built, sorry about that, everybody, because it went automatically. It's gone to 0 here. It's midnight here now. As it clicked over, obviously the people that work in the internet factory, making the internet, obviously they've just changed shifts. That's what it was. It's fine. It was my internet. It does it. I have spoken to StreamYard actually about why it freezes, and their response was to send me the FAQs page, which I've already gone through. So yes, that was rather useful, as you can imagine. Anyway, I was saying, yeah, a stone circle that's been built with intent, or a stone circle that has people practicing at it, can be just as magical as anywhere that was built, 10,000, 5,000, whatever. You're right. Stonehenge is 3,000 years old, but in its current configuration, it is only Victorian time because it was shifted and moved a little bit. So we don't know exactly how it was because, the Victorians really didn't care about the place. But anyway, we're going to do some tarot readings. It wasn't a stream crash. Unfortunately, this is StreamYard's error. We don't know what is, I as I say, I have contacted them. I don't know what is up with it. I've said to them, I've got super fast everything, and it's a super strong connection because it's Ethernet connected. So yes, that's all I know. Anyway, we're going to do some tarot readings. So I will, the first opportunity I get, I will sort my hair because it's blowing in all the wrong directions. Hang on. You love the Doctor Who episode with Stonehenge. There's a few of them. The Big Bang, where he's at the Pandora core, where the Pandora core is, and he says, yep, all of that, yep. Melinda, Cindy as well. Yes, good evening, Cindy. Good evening, Melinda. It is absolute chaos here. I need to sort my hair because I've got fans blowing from both directions, and this one over here is blowing everything this way, which I really don't like. But I'm going to sort that out in a second. While I do, oh, looks all right now. Looks okay like that. Just don't move, Lisa. Just don't move. But I will sort everything. Anyway, while we do, I'm going to have a wee look. No, I'm not. I'm talking out of my ass because I'm trying to click 3 different buttons at once. So what I'm trying to say is we're going to start some tarot reading. So if you are new to this channel, there are 2 ways to get a tarot reading. The first is to send it through as a super chat. That comes through automatically, which means that it comes up on a different screen. I can see it very clearly. It's in bigger writing and it's got a blue background. It's lovely. So if you want to send it through as a super chat, you will be the first cab or the next cab off the rank, depending on when you send your super chat. Basically, I do the super chats as they come in. So if we get multiple super chats on the same 5-minute block, I do them in the order they came in. And then I will open up a free round. A free round is exactly what it says on the tin. To try to get a free reading, all you need to do is wait until I open up a free round and then post your question into that there live chat, starting with the word question. That is super duper, super duper, super trooper, super duper important. It's got to start with the word question. Otherwise, I can't find it as easy. And the way that StreamYard's chat works is it's really difficult to keep going back in the chat. So you have to wait until either I or one of the mods, because we've got mods on. Good evening, mods. I or one of the mods post in the chat to put your question. Okay. Once that's on in the chat, go ahead, send your question. Excuse me, the pop is already repeating on me. Once you've done that, one of those will be selected at random. And then if there is time, I will open up a further free round. As I say, super chats take priority. A super chat of any amount gets your reading up next. A super chat of more than £6 or the equivalent of will get you a 6 or 7 or even a 10 card reading, depending on what the question is and depending on how the cards are falling. So then that is how you get a reading on this channel. Just before we go ahead and start the first session, I do have to say that tarot is for entertainment purposes only. You do make all your own decisions about your own life. Tarot should never be used to replace medical advice, legal advice, financial advice, or counseling advice. If you are looking for support in those areas, please do seek out a professional in those areas. I am definitely not a professional, just a gifted amateur. But also, Please remember, do not share anything that could be considered private information. Keep your internet and your cybersecurity locked down. So please do not put anything out there you wouldn't want a future boss or your mother, your grandmother reading. That's basically how to view being online these days, because it may be safe now, but in 2 or 3 years' time, you don't know what developments Google and YouTube and all the other apps that are out there will make, and they may be able to go back very easily and read the messages and things and put one part of a message over here with a comment over here and something you posted on Instagram over here with a little Facebook message over there, put it all together and find out all of your information. So please do be careful. Also, if you are doing things such as having an affair with your boss, embezzling funds, doing anything that you shouldn't be doing, remember the internet is open and it can be investigated by those legal type peoples. So for your own sense of security and your own, don't tell us if that's what you're doing. Also, don't be one of those people that embezzle loads of money, because that's not good. Unless you're embezzling from an evil corporation, evilcorp.com. If that's where you're embezzling from, good luck to you. Send us some is Bitcoin still a thing? But send us some crypto. Because I thought crypto was the dog from Superman, but apparently crypto is a thing to do with money online, where your computer makes you money. I thought the only way your computer made you money was from OnlyFans, OnlyFeet, or by selling it at CX when you're done with it. But anyway, that is my interpretation of the internet. All you got to do to get a message, to get a reading, is do one of the things I've already said. Just in case you don't know, we're about to open up a brand new free round right now. Hopefully, I've pressed the button. I've got a green tick, so hopefully, there we go. It's in their comments. Go ahead and do the doodah, do the things, put your question in the live chat, starting with the word question, if you would like to be included in the lineup for a free reading. There you go. It is open. Go ahead and do those things now. And just while you do, here is a handy dandy. What's the longest one? 32-second little video. There you go. The hair is up. It's still not good, is it? It's still not good. Sam, apparently, Sam, you've got a question in. I don't even know that you've posted one. Hold on a second. This is all not looking great. See, I was trying. I was trying really hard. Right, there we go. Hopefully, that's bearable for today. There we go. Right then. Oh, I've also got a very uncomfortable brassiere on, which is not good, because there we go. Just adjust your breasts on camera, Lisa. Why not? Yes, exactly. Right. So Sam has sent a message. Where's my hair gone? Why is it doing that? Do you know, while they were fixing the boiler today, that's a bit better, isn't it? Although I do look like a librarian now, but it's fine. No offense to Holland. What I was going to say, Sam Leary, here we go. Leanie, sorry, I've done it again. I will hit your magic button there. There we go, and stick it in that corner there so I can see it. I've still got to say, Boldly Dream is a new member on the YouTubes. We do have memberships open, and Boldly Dream is our newest member. So good evening and welcome to Boldly Dream. So then, what was I going to say? Oh yes, when they came to do the boiler today, whilst everything was off, I worked out we've got a thing in the lounge that's like the thermostat for boiler, and it's been on 26 degrees for the last few days, and I'm like, I don't want it to be that hot. It's not the thermostat, that one, is it? That's telling us how hot it was in the lounge. 26 degrees sat in the lounge with giant fans on. That's how warm it's been. Anywho, let me have a look. Sam Leaney, good evening, my darling. Your question is up. And yes, you can have a general reading, my darling. So Everybody that isn't Sam Leaney, go ahead and select and copy your question. Get ready for the next round. And yeah, let's do the thing. I'm going to bring down the camera. It's not going to be in the right position, but at least I can make it less. If you get seasick, look away for the next 2 seconds just while I... Oh, that was the perfect position. I've just screwed it up. There you go. I was about to say, have a look for the next 2 seconds just while I sort the camera out. There we go. So that is our lovely card cam. This is a depiction of my favorite dragon, Wispy, who is an... Sorry, other dragons. Sorry, other dragons. I didn't mean my favorite. I meant the tarot dragon. Sorry. There we go. I just had to play all their music. But yeah, so Wispy is the air elemental dragon that I work with here, and that basically helps me work with the elemental energies and the Akashic records, which is where I believe all of the information about our lives is stored. Hopefully you can't hear that wind blowing against the fan. Let me know, mods, if there's that wind effect. So yeah, let me know, because hopefully that's okay. Whoops, a daisy. If it's a bit, if you can hear it, that sort of type thing in the fan, let me know. Right then, so as always, Sam, we cleanse your space for you. We bring in Wispy and we say, Wispy, Sam would like to know, could they have a general reading, please? A general reading for Sam. I'm using the Celtic Dragon tarot deck again, just because it feels appropriate for today, for it being a Sabbath and it being a Celtic holiday in theory. There we are. Certainly the Lunasar, that's definitely of Irish, isn't it? Of Irish origin. So we're going to do the Where You Are. Oh no, this is so cool. This is so cool. Yay. This is so cool. I'll explain why it's so cool in just a second. And you've got the Three of Swords and you've got the Page of Wands, both cards reversed. Right. So this is where you are, what you need to know, and what the possible sort of next few weeks are looking like. So why is this card so... Oh, hang on. Why is this card so cool? Is that going to turn off? No, it's not. Right. Okay. There's a really bad reflection on the cards. So this card is called Chains, and this card talks about people that are chained together. So this could be talking about a legal situation, a divorce, a marriage, something like that, where there is basically the focus on this card is people that are coming together. Okay. Now, the reason I say it could also be divorce is because this energy, as you can see, these people are chained together. So sometimes when this comes up, oh, by the way, please ignore my nails yet again. I still haven't had time. They will be done for Sunday. They'll be done tomorrow. They should have been done today, but I napped. Anyway, you can see the chains are bonding this couple. So the card itself could be that there is a marriage or something happening here, some sort of relationship connection. The other thing is it could be a separation of those chains. It feels very much like this card is talking about maybe a more negative relationship because of the cards that are coming up. Now, the reason I'm saying that this card is interesting is because the original in a standard tarot deck, it has a different name. Now, again, do not read into this, but this is what the standard card would look like. It's the Devil card. Now, the reason it's been renamed in this deck, I've got another deck that it's called Materialism, is because, and in fact, there's a few decks that have renamed it, is because this is all about, for this deck, it focuses on that couple being bound together within a legal contract or something that's really difficult to get out of, because you can see the chains are made of metal. This isn't just like a cord cutting. This isn't just somebody that are tied by rope or hand fasting, things like that. This is locked down, which is interesting. This is where you are. What you need to know, we've got the Three of Swords, my darling. Now, the Three of Swords is the heartbreak card. Now, you can actually see here, these three dragons are making up the shape of a heart. But you can also see here that they are trying to hold in something that is breaking, or, you know, each one of these is holding a sword. They are either attacking or trying to hold in. In this case, because it's reversed, I think they're trying to hold in and stop that heartbreak. So I don't know exactly what's going on in your life, Sam, but it feels very much with this card here and with this coming up as the sort of what you need to know, what's under the surface, it feels very much like there is relationship trauma here somehow. And it feels like that is something to be aware of, okay? Because it does feel as if things are not fully broken, things are not fully destroyed. Quite often with the Three of Swords, you can see the standard sort of depiction of a heart, whether it be the cartoon sort of shape or whether it be a like an anatomical heart. You can see that it's been stabbed and stabbed and stabbed. In this case, it absolutely looks like we're trying to hold that in, if that makes sense. And then in the future position, you've got the Page of Wands. Now, it has come up reversed, but I'll show you it this way around. Pages are youthful energy. So you can see this person is quite young. They've got a scroll, so they're still studying. And you can see this dragon is very young as well. So Wands is about confidence. Wands is about how you see yourself, your security, all of those things that basically make us a fully rounded person. And in this case, because it's reversed, it's saying that I think that you are having, perhaps you're having some relationship issues that are starting to really affect your confidence and really affect how you see yourself, because quite often when we're in relationships, we bond and we become almost an echo or a mirror of our other self, of, you know, your partner, rather, you know, our other selves, your better half, so to speak. And the thing with that, though, is that it can start to diminish our own sense of self, because we become kind of linked, if that makes sense. And it does feel like there's a sadness with both of these cards. So whatever is going on here with these chains, whether that is that there is a marriage that isn't very happy, or whether it's that there is a, sorry, I'm just trying to turn this light off on this camera. It's not going to do it, right? Whether it's that there is a marriage that isn't very happy, or whether there is, you know, an underlying sadness that has come in within that sort of, that linking, like one of you is trying to get out of that situation, but the chains are holding you back, because that's what this feels like. I'm going to pull you a fourth card, Sam, because we want to see, Wispy, I'm going to ask a very specific question. If we assume that this is down to a relationship that's kind of locked down, and that there is some sadness here with the Three of Swords, and that it's knocking the confidence way down that Sam's feeling, then how does Sam deal with this situation, or possibly get out of this current situation? How do we do that? Right, okay. The Six of Wands in this case is a really positive card. I'm going to have to try and sort out that reflection. So the Six of Wands, Wands is again community. Wands is security. The Six is community. So this is saying, ask advice, ask the people around you, ask those friends and family, ask for help. If you need help getting out of whatever the situation is, Sam, ask for friends and family for assistance. Don't feel worried about that. Don't feel scared about that. They will have your back. Even if you have been professing that everything's fine, everything's dandy, everything's wonderful, if this is what you need to, if this is accurate, which, you know, I believe it is, then you need to ask for some help, ask for some guidance with the people that you love, the people around you, your inner circle, friends and family that you can trust, and ask them for help to get out of the situation. And then it might not feel like you're in any control over that, but once you ask for that help, they can help you remove yourself from whatever the situation is, and then you can regrow and you can learn and you can grow your confidence and all of that. It feels like you may have to break this chain. Okay, my darling. I hope that helps, Sam. I really do. But thank you ever so much for your question. And yeah, as I say, I really do hope that helps. But thank you ever so much for asking it. Where's the blooming? Right. Okay. Thank you for asking, Sam. I hope that helps. I really do hope that it helps. I know when you're in situations that can be difficult, I know that it can be really difficult, if that makes sense. Okay, listen, I've got a new thing, right? And it's going to sound ever so glib, but sometimes you can do some really, you can get into a situation, right? It feels toxic. It really does feel toxic. Do you know what I mean? This energy is very, very bound. I hope that helps, Sam. Yeah. If you need to ask friends and family around you to get out, then absolutely you go for it, my darling. Spot on. Yep. What can I say? I've been doing this a long time. But thank you ever so much for your question, my darling, and thank you ever so much for the confirmation there. Let's have a look in that there chat. My mouse is really acting up today again. Let me make it a bit of space. There we go. Holland, you're volunteering at Pride this year. Oh, that's that one. You're volunteering at Pride this year. That is lovely. That is absolutely lovely. Which Pride? Donny Pride's a week on Saturday. Is it a week Saturday? Okay. Oh yeah, because this week should have been Leeds and they moved it to July. But yes, that's cool. I might have to try and get over for I don't know what we're doing yet at the moment. It depends whether the flat's still repaired or not. Chaos. There we go. Is that? There we go. Right then. So everybody, it's time. Shall we have another reading? By the way, if you want to guarantee your reading is up next, you can do so by sending it in the form of, she says, just cleaning her glasses while I'm doing 150 things with ADHD. You can send it in the form of a super chat. Now, that does help support the channel. It does also donate some money. So I do donate 10% of everything that I earn here on the YouTubes to Fight Bladder Cancer and 10% to Bladder Cancer UK, the two bladder cancer charities that have really helped me out over the last couple of years. And hopefully, now we're officially in August, I should be hearing soon when I have the last checkup. So hopefully, fingers crossed, that'll be happening soon, hopefully. But yes, also don't forget, you can actually become a member on this channel. If you would like to support the channel, you can join up our wonderful memberships, and you get to hang out with us on a members only chat. You also get to do all sorts of rather interesting things, like you get videos at least a day or so early, and with some of the videos you get to be there while I'm filming them. So certain unboxing reactions, like Witch Casket that I've just done, you can see my absolute unedited thoughts with lots and lots of swearing in, because that's what I did, and then I had to edit some of it out and make it kind of flow, because it was like an hour and a half. So members get to hang out. We do all the live things like that, and I will be adding some more member perks. You also get to add silly emojis in the chat when I say things like doodah, because apparently I say doodah a lot, which I didn't realize until it was pointed out to me on this here channel. So thank you to everybody that pointed out that I have a forgetful brain, which I know, and that quite often I use doodah in place of names, places, tarot cards, events, times, all of that. I didn't know I did that until recently. But anyway, shall we have another round of doodah? That was literally my brain going, I've forgotten the word for tarot. Right. Shall we have another round of tarot? I think we should. Also, yes, don't forget. Thank you, Neil. Also, don't forget, I do have an Instagram. You can stay updated on the Instagram. Just look for Beyond Authentic Tarot on Instagram. The amazing Necro Neil is helping me with that and helping me grow the space over there. So that is absolutely wonderful. So yes, thank you to Neil for helping out. He also updates whenever I'm going live, when there's podcasts, all of those things. So yeah, he does that. Manners cost nothing. Absolutely. I'm very grateful for your thoughts about the situation, to be confirmed by the cards, knowing I'm doing the right thing. Absolutely, you are, my darling. Absolutely. And thank you for being here. Right then, shall we go ahead? Shall we go ahead and open a new round? Do you know what? I think we should. Go on then. The new round is officially open. Go ahead and pop your questions into that there live chat, starting with the word question. And yeah, we will go ahead and give you about 30 seconds to get your questions in. Don't forget, if you want to guarantee a place and guarantee your reading is up next, a super chat of any amount does that. And if you want a longer reading with more cards and more details, then do please send a super chat of £6 GBP or more. So whatever that is, however that works out, then do send that across. So anyway, that is how you get the readings. That is how you do it. It is the time to do the thing. So I'm going to play you the little video. Okay, so it looks like it's going to be this internet. I'm telling you, this connection with StreamYard is not great. I might have to look into an alternative platform. Anywho, right, let's have a look. Yep, I'm back. Thank you, mods. Mods, every time it happens, can you please just carry on doing that and just say Lisa's internet connection is a little bit whoppy today. She will be back very, very, very shortly. So then, Nitu, my darling, let's do your reading. Let's bring the card cam in. And then I am absolutely... Oh, are we already off? Is the light off? Oh, the light is off. Oh, that's interesting. Right. Okay. And then bring it round so it's... There we go. That's about as neat as I can get it today. So then, let's cleanse your space. And then we bring in the lovely Wispy. So then, Wispy, my darling. Gosh, me too. Seeing the only thing with these cards, they're very, very, very shiny, like very, very glossy. Can you see there? Look, that's just a ring light reflecting, and it means when you're shuffling them, they slide like a greased pig. I don't know what a greased pig is or why people used to chase greased pigs, but there's a thing where they used to do that apparently. Or am I? Did I just watch some dodgy? Anyway, there was, wasn't it? Wasn't it in like? This is where I'm going to sound like a complete and utter idiot. But Holland, as the librarian type person of the chat, didn't they used to do? Like I've got in my head is a memory of people that were chasing after pigs, and the pigs were covered in oil or grease or something, in like a Colosseum-y type Roman type pit type deal type Greco-Roman type thing. Have I just made this? Have I dreamt this? I might have dreamt this. Anyway, sorry, Nitu. You know what happens with my brain. Here we go. So then, Nitu Singh. Whisper a general future love reading, please, for Nitu Singh. We want to see if there is anybody, any lovely new person coming up on the horizon. Let's have a wee look. So then, do your drop. There we go. And hopefully, was it like, oh, hang on. First of all, I'm still on the screen. I haven't moved it yet. Was it librarians chasing the pigs? No, it wasn't. Definitely wasn't. Right. I'm going to go onto that page. Now, I can't see the chat now. I can just see Nitu's question. Oh, there we go. Nitu's question. So then, a future love reading. Wispy, let's go. We've got where you are. Oh, shit. Strength reversed. Nitu, we know what this is about, don't we? We know what this is about, my darling. Why is the camera? Come on. Just as I was saying, there was no light on the camera. The Three of Cups reversed. And the Empress reversed. My darling, I don't think there's any positive news in terms of, hang on. Come on. Why weren't this? It's just got brighter. Why has that happened? There's supposed to be. Ah, there we go. Now it's off. Right. So, my darling, we've got the Strength card. Now, Strength is reversed here. So this is saying that at the moment, I don't think you are in the strongest position to deal with future love or anything at all, right? Reason being, you're still going through it with obviously your current situation. You can see here, we've got this woman who is quite happily helping out this dragon. You can see the steam coming from the dragon's mouth, and this woman is just happily tickling the dragon under its chin. Obviously in a standard deck, Strength would be a lion or something like that. You can see we've got the baby dragons here all around. This mother dragon is protecting her young but is not threatened. This person is really strong in that situation. Now, because this is reversed into, I think it's saying that this is not the time for you to be thinking about something new. This is the time, because you're in a weakened position, because you're not feeling that strength right now. It's like you need to just work on you. Forget the future love life. Forget that for now. Forget whether or not, you know, anything else is going to happen. Deal with this right now. Deal with what you're going through right now, and then rebuild that strength. Because at the moment, as much as you may feel that you are ready to move on, as much as you may feel that you are ready to start, you know, separating from one relationship and prepping for the next, it's taking its toll, my darling. It's really taking its toll on your psyche, on your how you see yourself, all of those things. This is a major card, so it's coming up really. These are the big shouty cards. These are the cards that are really important, and this is literally saying, look, now is not the time. You need to recover from what's happened. You need to lick your wounds, my darling, basically. In the what you need to know, we've got the Three of Cups reversed. Cups is your romance suit. Cups is all about emotions, love life, all of that. The three would normally be new. The three would normally be this idea of the three graces, the three muses, asking the people around you, like the two sisters, all of that. People coming together and people progressing a relationship forward. So the two is that couple. The three would be the child, the dog moving in, like taking those next steps as a couple. This is reversed. So this is literally saying for you as a couple, you cannot take those next steps, right? You're not there at the moment to take those next steps. This is not that moment for you. So again, I think this is where you need to kind of lick your wounds a little bit. You need to be able to recover from what's happened. And then, as if that wasn't enough, to back it up, we've got the Empress reverse. Now, you've heard me say this 1,000 times on the channel. The Empress is my favorite tarot card. In this version of the Empress, you can see we lean very heavily into that Earth Mother, sort of nature spirit type energy, because you can see she's here, she's playful with the dragon. We've got this whole sort of wooded environment. There's markings on these stones and everything, but she actually becomes the river. Her cloak becomes the riverbank. She's born out of this wood. So you've got this abundance, earth-like energy of this being this sort of earth mother type figure, where you've got that connection with the planet and everything. This would be a wonderful card if it was upright. When it's reversed, it's saying, look, don't give all of this energy out. The Empress is well known for opening arms and saying, come for a hug, I will protect you, I will support you, I will give you the shirt off my back if you need it. Come here, come be part of the family. This here at the moment is saying you need to not do that, right? You need to do the exact reverse. This is not a time for you to be opening your arms and welcoming in those that are in need. This is a time for you to put yourself first. Okay, so this is not a moment to even look at love. This is the time at the moment where you need to just really focus on your needs. And again, this could even represent the mother-in-law. I don't think it does, not in this particular reading, but this is very much saying, look, you need to conserve your energy, right? Hang on, look, let me swap cameras. There's a saying that I always come back to, I think it's relevant here. When you're on an aeroplane, they do the safety checks, don't they? And they say, if something happens and we have a decompression of the aeroplane, put your mask on before you help people around you, the children, elderly relatives, the sick, the lame, the infirm, whatever. Because if you put your mask on, you have an oxygen supply that you are then able to help the person next to you. If you don't have your mask on, you don't have the ability to help other people. And this Empress card, when she's reversed, that's what this is talking about. It's like, currently you need to put your mask back on. You need to be able to breathe and think and have space and put your needs first to recover before you welcome other energy into your life. Does that make sense? It really does feel like this is a time where you need to heal from that relationship rather than focusing on anything else. I do genuinely think that this is a time for you to recover, if that makes sense. And for those of you in the chat that might be wondering why I'm talking about this without going into the details, Nita has had readings over the past couple of months or so, and we've gone through a lot of what's happening in Nitu's life, and I don't want to repeat it all here, but safe to say that this is a time for you to heal, my darling. I really do think it is, and I hope that you can do that with the very best of luck. And yeah, I hope that you're able to recover from what you've been going through. And it honestly doesn't feel, there is nothing in those three cards that talks about any type of reconciliation or any type of, kind of getting back or going backwards. It really does feel as if those decisions are now in the past. I hope that helps, my darling. I really do. But thank you ever so much for your question, and I wish you the very, very best of luck, my love. I know it's a hard time for you, but thank you for your question. Right then, you work on yourself, my darling. Work on yourself. Like you come across on the chat, right? When you're here, you come across as a really lovely, lovely soul. And you come across as somebody who perhaps got taken a bit of advantage of by it is technically in the UK, everybody, so it's after midnight, so we can do the swearies. It does feel like he's a bit of a dick. Do you know what I mean? It really does feel like you've got out of a situation where he was a bit of a dick, and now you can look after yourself and consider yourself well out of that. You know what I mean? I hope that helps, Nitu. I really, really do. Right, let's have a look in the go back in the chat a little bit. Oh, yeah, look, absolutely. You are the important one in your life. Love in your life now. You are the priority. Absolutely, my darling. You are the one. Put you forward. Am I going to do the RuPaul quote again? Do I have to do the RuPaul quote again? If you can't love yourself, how the hell are you going to love someone else? Can I get an amen up in here? Yeah, man. Do you know what I mean? It's true. You got to learn to love yourself. Yes, thank you. Right. Who else has jumped into the chat? I can see we've got other people in the chat. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. No. Judy's here. You are enough, Judy. Hello, everyone. Just getting off work and saw you were live. I hope everyone is well. I think, Judy, I'm going to try and make this a regular, maybe not weekly yet, but a fairly regular Thursday evening because I really enjoy these ones. So yes, good evening to you. Good evening to Scorpio Angel. Hello, my darling. Welcome to you in that there chat. Holland. Doesn't help. That doesn't help, Holland. That really... Right. Let me see. I might even be able to. Let me see if I can do this whilst I'm on a live stream. I think I probably can. Will it do it? This? Oh, it will. Here we go. So what Holland means, right? I just had a statement earlier where I said, I am sure they used to chase greased pigs, right? I have a memory of watching some reenactment of Roman, Greco-Roman, some foreign oldie worldy times, right? Where they used to chase after a pig that was covered in grease. I don't know why. I just have this memory of like barbarian type figures. This is me as a barbarian. Barbarian. Hello, I'm a barbarian. But they had in like topless, hairy, sweaty, greased up men that weren't wrestling each other, but were going after greased up pigs in a auditorium-y, coliseum-y type, you know, the Christians versus the Lions type, that type situation. I'm sure I've seen it. Holland then put a message in saying, do we have to look at the reality versus dreams chat? Do you see what I mean? Reality versus dreams. Yeah, no, Holland. My ADHD brain makes that difficult anyway, but I do appreciate the gift, so thank you. Thank you. Hurrah! I am not imagining things. Lisa's brain, it is reality. It isn't Colosseum, but it is in the States. Lisa's brain, it is reality. It isn't Colosseum, but it is in the States. Yay! Look. See? Thank you, Judy. Thank you. Greased pig contest. Maybe it's... Is it in the southern states? I've got a feeling it's in the southern states, and I now need to be really careful about what I'm saying about barbarians that are topless. It's in the southern states, isn't it? Don't mind me. Don't mind me. I am. Don't mind me. I am one of those. I am one of those ingrates. So it's fine. What? No, it's not barbarians. It's Southern America. It's fine. Rufus is now giggling at me for getting everything mixed up. Good evening to Boldly Dream. Look, Boldly Dream. Look. Yay! Boldly Dream's a YouTube member. Thank you, my darling, for coming on and joining our membership. And thank you for being here today. We are still doing donations. Brittany, I'm about to open a round. Oh, no, there you go. I'm about to open a round. Oh, dear. I'm about to open a round very, very, very soon, my darling. Okay. And so if you haven't been here before, if this is your first time here, good evening and welcome. My hair is an absolute mess. I've had to put it up. I've got 2 fans running. I'm going to try now and see if I can. There we go. Let's try and manage it a little bit. There we go. I feel weird with my hair up. It's very discombobulating. Yeah, so there are 2 ways to get a reading. Thank you, Boldly Dream. That is very kind of you. There are 2 ways to get a reading here on this channel. The first way is to send your question through as a super chat. Any super chat of any amount will get you up next for the reading, as Boldly Dream has just done. If you would like a longer, more detailed reading, it is for donations over £6 or more, or the equivalent of. So Boldly Dream has just sent in a super chat. That's what it's called. Also, if you are new here, please bear with my ADHD brain. It is a little bit scatterbrained at time, but we do get to it. We get to the point eventually, just like Doctor Who. Sometimes we have to go the long way around. So then, everybody hold off on the questions. I'm going to read for Boldly Dream, and then after Boldly Dream's reading, I will open up another free round. So bear with us just for now. Boldly Dream, your reading will be coming up in straight after this. We have a super strong connection here, right? Oh my God! We have a super strong. No, I put the loop on because of the GIF. Oh, there we go. Right then, Boldly Dream. So as always, we are going to do your doodah. We're going to ring the bell. I like your profile picture, by the way. I'm not sure what it is. I want to say it looks very calming, but with that sort of fire aspect, that yellow light in the sky, it could also be like forest fires sweeping through an area or something. So I don't want to say it's really calming looking at the picture, but it's a nice, from what I can see of it in the tiny little version, it is a nice picture. Anyway, I hope that makes sense. Oh, okay, my darling. Thank you. Oh, that's very kind. Thank you. So then this will be a longer reading. This will be a 6-card, 7-card reading for Boldly Dream. So let's have a look. Wispy, my darling. Boldly Dream would like to know, what do the guides want me to know about my fates in August? Thank you, Lisa. May you and yours be truly blessed in all things always. Oh, that's lovely. Thank you. It's a rainbow inside a waterfall at Yosemite. Is it? Oh, I wish I could see that in larger. That looks absolutely beautiful. Oh, do you know, sometimes I see people's profile pictures and I really wish I could like see them larger on here. I know that you can go into YouTube and look at people's profiles, but I don't do that. I don't do that. Anyway, right. Let me go into the reading screen. There we go. So I can't see anybody's comments. So hopefully if there's something when I'm reading Boldly Dream that is absolutely way off, just pop it in the chat and then the mods can tell me, if that makes sense. I knew that was going to fall. There we go. So the Nine of Swords is coming up as your clarifying card. So then what does a clarifying card mean? Well, it basically does exactly what it says on the tin. It clarifies or modifies your reading. Now, the Nine of Swords is basically the Sleepless Nights card. Okay, so it's saying that there is some. I really wish I'd done my nails. Look at the state of them. It's basically saying that the there's going to be a lot of anguish and sleeplessness around a situation for you. This doesn't mean that this is exactly what's going to happen, that you're going to spend all of August, you know, unable to sleep, unable to rest. It's actually saying that there is going to be, whatever the issues are that the cards bring up, this is kind of like the filter, if you like. So this card is talking about having problems and issues to deal with that are leaving you unable to rest because you're constantly having to think of how to get through them. Okay, it has come up upright, which means it is stuff that is sort of that you're actively going through, rather than it being stuff from the past, stuff from someone else, you know what I mean? So it's got a slightly better turn when it's upright, if that makes sense. Right, there we go. That's your cut. Whenever we get a card that flips, that is your cut. So then let's have a wee look. So I'm going to do we'll do the inverted triangle, Wispy. Okay, we'll do the inverted triangle, and yeah, we'll do the inverted triangle with the standard where you are, what you need to know, and what the future is, and how we get to it. Okay, right then. So we've got the Emperor reversed in where you are right now. The Ace of Pentacles, that's a nice card, coming up with the what you need to know. And then we've got the 10 of Cups reversed coming up in the future opportunity. It's not as bad as you might think when it's reversed. Right, so then we've got the Queen of Pentacles linking the Emperor to the Ace. We've got the Fool card, that's cool, linking the Ace to the 10 of Cups. Don't worry about the reversal here. And the base card, we've got the Ace of Wands. So you've got it, that's right, okay. So interesting that you have 2 Ace cards and the Fool coming up in this reading. So I think August is going to be a time of fairly big changes for you, Boldly Dream, but let's go through them. So where you are right now, we've got the Emperor reversed. So the Emperor is a card that is all about authority. So as you can see, the standard Emperor sits on the regal throne with all the jewels and the gubbins of power. This Emperor, you can see, quite happy to be relaxed, let the people go about their business, but is still sat there wearing the crown, wearing the robes, has the orb and the sword and everything, and is backed up by this mighty dragon. Now this is reversed, which is basically saying, I don't know whether you yourself are feeling that you don't have authority at the moment, any sort of agency over your own life, or whether this is reflecting somebody else in your life who is being incredibly controlling and is being incredibly dominant and domineering over your life, trying to basically push your life in a particular direction. Now, emperors can represent father figures, authority figures, partners, if they are sort of in that sort of control aspect. Okay, so they can represent that. It could also be yourself, that you are feeling that you are sort of abstaining from that power, or you're losing that power and that agency in your own life, that sense of autonomy. What you need to know, we've got a new, this is saying there's a new start, and this new start is in work, career, or finances, because it's pentacles. You can see here this forest, we've got this pentacle carved into the tree, and we've got these new little hatchlings happening just on the side there. And this is literally saying it is time to refresh. It is time for something new in the work, career, finance aspect of your life. This could also be that you need to start a new project of growth, because pentacles are also related to that earth energy, which is all about growth. Okay, so if there is something here that you are looking to plan for the long-term future, if there is something you want to effectively build for yourself in 5 years' time, lay those foundations now. Does that make sense? It's like start that process moving forward. It's linked to this emperor though. So whatever this figure is, whatever this represents, whether it's your lack of autonomy, whether it's an authority figure over you, absolutely it's time to try and start something new, whether that be a side hustle, whether that be, you know, whatever that project is, it's time to start that. Okay, particularly if it's linked into things you want to grow or things that are financially beneficial to you. The future of this current situation, we've got the 10 of Cups, but the 10 of Cups is reversed. Now, you've often heard me say on the readings that the 9 is full, the 10 is overflowing. You can see here, we've got a large dragon in the background, all of these little dragons running around. We've got little dragons here in this cup, even more little dragons coming out of the top of it. We've got children in the picture. This is verging on chaos. Do you know what I mean? Verging on chaos. Each of these cups has little bits of rainbows sticking out of them, but the people aren't looking at that. The children are looking at the dragons. The people are looking at the dragons, probably behind the camera as well, behind the painter. It's lots of emotion, but lots of emotion going sort of everywhere. Do you know what I mean? And this is reversed. So it's saying, I do think that there is going to be a separation, a disconnect from whatever this energy is, right? This 10 of cups is saying that the energy that the Emperor brings is like, there's going to be this transition as we go through, and then it might be a little bit upsetting, it might be a little bit sad for that energy to be dealt with the way it's going, but it kind of needs to happen, if that makes sense. Let's take that one to one side. So then, linking the Emperor to the Ace of Pentacles, to this new start, we've got the Queen of Pentacles. So this is, this could be a father figure type person, which could relate this to being the mother figure type person. If the father energy is very, very strong, then it could be that this is the mother energy coming through, because we've got this very strong link here between the Emperor and the Ace of Pentacles, and then we've got the Queen of Pentacles coming in. Now, the Queen is always very nurturing in the tarot deck. She's quite stereotypical, traditional, sexist like that, but she's got that more nurturing side of her, that more motherly, in inverted commas. But just take a look at this face. Is this a nurturing face, or is this somebody who is quite cold? I would say it feels, this Queen in particular feels that there doesn't seem to be a lot of happiness, light and fluffiness with this Queen. Do you know what I mean? Maybe because she's older, she seems like almost like a stern nanny. Do you know what I mean? Or like a stern school teacher. She's got that vibe about her. And that's the other side of the Queens, that quite often they are, you know, yes, you can be a teacher, but you could be a very strict teacher. And that feels like that's what the Queen energy is coming in. She was reversed. So it is very much saying that there is an energy here where it feels like whoever this person is, if this indeed is a person in your life, it feels like it's the connection to you starting over in some way. Okay, so I don't get exactly what that is, but it does feel like she is that connection. But we'll come to that in a second, because we've got the other cards to come in on the same level as the Queen. So this is very much sort of under the surface, things that have been boiling for a while, subconscious, all of that. You've got the Fool. Now, the Fool in the tarot is not a negative card. A lot of people say this is really negative because, you know, who wants to be a fool? Who wants to be tripping over a mountain? But look at this Fool. Look at this Fool. This is not on a mountain. This Fool has just entered into this glade for the very first time, innocently, has a scroll under one arm, a staff. Is there even a sword? I don't even think they're carrying a sword. And they've just stumbled in, and oh my gosh, look, there are dragons. There's 3 little baby dragons here. But look, there's also the mother dragon just watching on. This is saying that in this depiction of the Fool, you're at a crossroads, which I love, because a lot of the depictions of the Fool that I like have this crossroads element. The Fool is the 0 card. Okay, so it's neither positive nor negative. It isn't talking about being on a long journey or having done this, that, and the other. It's talking about starting a journey. And there is, because this is 0, there is because this is reversed, there is a resilience here to starting over, to starting a new path. You've got the Ace here coming in. You've got the Fool card here coming in, linking it to your future. This is really important, Boldly Dream. It feels very important that whatever's been happening in your life, it feels like that for the longest time, the universe, whatever you believe, has been basically saying, come on, it's time to start afresh. Come on, it's time to start anew. And feels like you're resistant to that. The Fool here, the Fool's journey through the tarot deck is one of discovery and wisdom, and the Fool meets all of the other cards, and it goes all the way through to the World card, at which point on the world card, you see this portal, you step through and you start that new journey over, you start that new cycle, that new aspect of your life. When the Fool comes up reversed, especially in a situation like this, it feels like you step through, but you don't want to start, you don't want to kind of pull the trigger on that new life or on that new venture yet. There feels a lot of resistance. And then right at the very bottom, the root of it, you've got the Ace of Wands. And this is your confidence, security, your sense of self. And again, this is the very root of the question of whatever's happening at the moment. This is the root of it. It's saying that as much as there's a lot that you're going through right now, there's a lot of stress, a lot of hassle, you have to be able to make these steps forward to benefit you. We've got in this opposite the Pentacles, we've got the Wands, right? So we've got the Pentacles saying this is a new start in terms of work, career, finances, and growth. We've got the Wands coming in saying this is a new start in terms of your confidence. These two are absolutely linked. They are opposite each other. So they are basically screaming, conscious and subconscious, screaming the same thing. When we take this out of the equation and we look at the past to future kind of element, we go the past, we've got the Emperor energy in the past, this reversed Emperor, a stern figure, this authority figure, this controlling energy, either with yourself or with someone else, being very, very dominant. We've got the Queen of Pentacles coming in, quite a controlling, quite a stern queen, dealing with work, career, finances, linked in with this Emperor. It could be mother energy, it could be somebody within the workplace, but it feels very, very, very much that you were put down by this figure, because it leads to this idea of there being a need for you to find your strength, to find your inner self, and to embrace that, to find your truth and live it, right? That is what the Ace of Wands is all about. It's saying start your journey, like hatch out of your egg. It doesn't matter what you hatch out as, but you need to hatch out. You need to find that strength. I don't know why I pointed there, but you need to find that strength to hatch, to be yourself on your life's journey. And although that's really difficult, it feels like it's holding you back not doing it, because you've got this the start of the tarot journey, and it's holding you back at the moment. You're unable to do this. And if you carry on, it's going to lead to this really, really, really negative feeling of loss and feeling of sadness. And the thing is, in this instance, this is the present, right? It's the root of the question. When we look at it this way around, this is the present position. This is where you can make the changes. If you embrace this card, embrace this new you, this turning over that new leaf, turning over that, starting to find your spark, then it leads to the Fool. But then you are able to take control of that Fool and turn it around. And then, even though I'm not a great fan of the tens, you can twist this around and find that joy and that happiness. This is where you are right now. This isn't fixed. Okay, this is saying, look, if you don't listen to what the universe has been trying to tell you, again, we bring back in the nightmare card that you're going through, and we bring back in the opposite. This Pentacles, these aces are coming up in your life. It's time to start over. It's time for a new you, right? Or a new version, a you 2.0. Do you know what I mean? It's time to put your needs first and find your truth. And once you do that, these cards are not going to be there to worry about, because you can reverse this reversal, if that makes sense. Hopefully, Boldly Dream, you can take that reading. Hopefully that makes sense, my darling. But that is going to be your reading for today. I hope very, very strongly that makes sense to you. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave the cards there, and I'm going to come into the live chat, and I'm going to ask if you've got any questions about those cards. If it makes sense to you, my darling, fine, if you can take that reading. But if there's any question at all that you want me to go over, because these can be quite difficult cards that have come up, then just pop it into the chat. I'm going to go through the comments already. Okay, you only live 20 minutes from Yosemite. That's lovely. The mediation is going on the next 3 weeks. Hopefully at the end, sometime during, I'll get a large offer. Oh, that's love. I don't know what's happening, but I do. That does sound good. Um. Oh, my darling, I'm so sorry you had a trip and fall accident. Okay, my darling, you have schizophrenia and an advocate. You tell people about your illness. I tell people about my depression all the time. I talk about it very openly. I am clinically depressed. I take tablets to help me recover. I'm also diabetic. I take tablets to help me recover. Why should one be stigmatized and the other not? Do you know what I mean? Life has been hard. Yeah. You've gone to university, but keeping employment is difficult. I can understand that, my darling. I can totally understand that. You're thinking about doing tarot on YouTube too. If not, at least personal readings. It's a dream. My darling, what I would say with tarot on YouTube, it can be very difficult and very hard to do like cold readings like this, where I've never met you. I don't have you in front of me. You know, we haven't had any kind of discussion. Doing them completely cold, completely blank is very difficult, but it's certainly doable. Yeah, listen, you're doing the best route, my darling. Going to counseling, you're doing the absolute best route. That is fantastic. And you're going through a program to teach you about boundaries. These are all the new starts, my darling. This is all the wands and the falls. This is what's sorry, there's the aces and the falls. This is what's coming up then. This is why you're doing this kind of emotional and spiritual reset button. That's fantastic. Oh, I'm so pleased you're already doing this work. Counseling can be very hard, but it's also the best thing that I think everybody should have counseling. I think governments around the world should make counseling free for everybody all the time, 24/7. You should be able to ring one of a team of counselors and just chat. And I think it should be almost mandatory that we have counseling, because it's one of the best things I've ever done. Is go for counseling and have counseling. And I think it is so amazing. It really absolutely helps you understand and helps you get a grasp of your own brain and how you work, and also helps you deal with all the shit that other people put on us, because that's a daily occurrence. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I really hope that reading helps, my darling. It feels, listen, whatever you're going through, keep going. It's a really positive vibe that are with those refresh cards, those two aces and that fall together. They're really positive about there being this sort of this new hope for you. Whether or not you get a load of money and get to buy a house, that's almost neither here nor there. I believe very firmly that we have to start with what's going on within us, and that for you to be doing that work to reset and I'm not talking about the schizophrenia, I'm talking about generally how you view things and dealing with crap from the past. That is phenomenal. Keep doing it, my friend, and hopefully the whatever the payout is that you need, hopefully that will all come good, and hopefully everything else will settle down. But absolutely go for it. In terms of doing tarot on YouTube and doing tarot in general, I love tarot. I think it is a very kind and soft way of dealing with divination. When you start, as you go through and as you develop, it can become a lot more revealing, and sometimes incredibly revealing, and sometimes, as you've seen through watching some of my videos, hopefully you would have seen that sometimes it opens up all kinds of manner of other things that are going on. But it is, when you first start, it can be very difficult to remember the cards and to remember. My advice for anybody starting tarot is get yourself a version of a Rider-Waite-Smith. So I've got the Radiant Rider-Waite-Smith. This is my, here we go, my preferred version of the Rider-Waite-Smith. And then get yourself 2 or 3 from the library, secondhand in bookshops, from eBay, 2 or 3 different tarot books. Okay, and then pull each card. Pull the first card, the Fool. Okay, what does the Fool mean to me? You'll see each book, each different tarot reader will have a slightly different interpretation. And that's what you want to find, is if three people say this, what do I feel when I look at the card? Do I feel this version of it much more closely, or this version more closely? What do I feel about this card? What does it connect with me? And then if you find what you may well find, say you've got three books, is that the Fool connects with this book, the Emperor, the Magician connects with this book, the High Priestess connects with the middle book, the Empress doesn't connect with any of them, but I kind of get my own vibe about it. The Empress then, do you know what I mean? Just go through, keep a diary when you first start of the tarot, and just don't pull cards for readings yet. Just get to know each card and write down the Fool. What do I think about the Fool? If you've got a traditional deck, is this person actually walking off a cliff? Are they stupid? They're just going to walk off a cliff. They've got no brain. Or are they busy looking at the world around them? Are they analyzing the world around them? Are they lost in smelling the flower? Are they embracing their freedom for the first time because they've got out of a situation and now they're going off on their journey and they just don't know? They're so innocent, so naive that they don't know that they're going to fall off that cliff. Is it in fact a cliff, or is it just a little jump down that they're just going to jump down because they're young and they can still do those things? Do you know what I mean? Go through each card and ask yourself all those questions. What does that card mean for you? And sometimes going through some of the cards could be incredibly difficult because you might be completely stuck and none of the meanings make any sense to you. And if that happens, that's fine. Keep working with the cards. Put them down, come back to them, put them down, come back to them. Don't try going off with different dragon decks and, really esoteric modern decks yet. Stick to that traditional and then work from there, my darling. That is what I would do. Once you've got the understanding of the individual cards, how does this one connect with that one? What do these three cards mean together? And build up from there. I am going to be doing a series of videos about learning the cards and about learning tarot and how I would advise. So yeah, that is another reminder for me to get off my backside and start doing that. So yes, you've been in counseling for 32 years. You don't know you'd be here without it. It helps you understand people and yourself better, and you hope it's true. Again, I love counseling. I have had many of it over the years, and I absolutely will again. Most of the cards now, and I've started pulling for yourself 5 tarot decks, 2 books, and about 7 oracle decks, and lots of crystals. What I would do, my darling, don't run before you can walk. Stick with one really clear deck, like a Rider-Waite clone, because what you get then is you get all the nuance and you learn all the variations, and then when you start putting that one card, say again the Fool, into different positions and reversals, and how does that connect to this, you start building up that tapestry. Tarot is very much a tapestry. But yeah, thank you ever so much, my darling, and I'm really glad you're here as a member. Right then, so shall we have another tarot reading? I think we should. Just before I do a tarot reading though, before I open the next round, I do just want to thank 2 of our lovely mods. And so we've got Holland, who has an Etsy shop at the moment, and that Etsy shop is called Blue Chalice, and they make the most lovely handmade witchy druidry, nature-based and inspired pieces of jewelry, artwork, all sorts of things. So yeah, I'm going to click this. Blue Chalice is a small business making crafty creations for the witchy community, from jewelry to wall hangings, witch bells to altar tiles. Why not have a look at bluechalice.etsy.com. Yeah, I love Blue Chalice. I absolutely love what Holland makes. They are very, 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 very artistic. And I've also got, I mean, all of our mods are lovely, but I do have another artistic mod. Now, it's completely opposite, right? Completely opposite. So you can't really tell too much, she says, that I'm a bit gothy. Forget all the crows and the witchy stuff and all of the gothy stuff, but I'm a little bit gothy. I like my alternative stuff, and I particularly like horror films, but I do like the modern, scary, psychological, all of that. I like all of that. But you know, I have a proper penchant, a proper love for the really dodgy 80s horror films, right? Toxic Avenger, I love it. Swamp Thing, all of those, Reanimator, Basket Case, all of those random films, all of the really bad Freddy films. I love the bad, dodgy 3D. I love them all. And if you like that sort of film, right, as well as the modern ones, but if you like the old schlocky horror films, pay attention.
Legend has it that it was written by the Dark Ones.
It is coming. Necronomicon. Strange tales of the supernatural and the unearthly when the fabled Necronomicon unleashes his ancient secrets.
The secrets of the Necronomicon do not come cheap.
Necronomicon.
What's in the basket? Easter eggs?
Yes, indeed. Necronomicon. Necro Neil in the chat, who is well, basically my brother from another mother, and helps produce a lot of the stuff here and helps me with Instagram. Just an amazing person. Neil makes the Necronomicon, has done for over 20 years at this point, probably 25 years. I don't know how time works, but yes, absolutely. Check both of those out. There are links down in the description box for both of those Etsy shops and big cartel shops, so go and check that out. Right then, everybody, it's time. I've just realized my microphone dragon is crooked. Why is that happening? There we go. I have a microphone dragon. I know, right? Anyway, let's go ahead and open up a new round for some tarot readings, because we are doing the tarot. So it's press the magic button, Lisa, that one there, and that one there. Indeed, it is time. If you would like a tarot reading, please do go ahead and pop your question into that there live chat, starting with the word question. If you would like a free reading, do it that way. Start it with the word question. One of those will get chosen at random. If, however, like Boldly Dream, you would like to guarantee your reading is up next, you can send it through as a super chat. To guarantee a longer reading, if you super chat any amount, oh gosh, I'm just trying to open up a bottle of pop and it just nearly went everywhere. If you send a super chat of the equivalent of £6 or above, you will guarantee yourself a longer reading like Boldly Dream had with a 6 or 7 card reading. So either way, go ahead and do those things now. And just in case you need a handy dandy recap, we're going to do that right now. Yes, indeed. Right then, let me have a look in that there comment section. Right then, so it would appear, there we go. It would appear that Cindy, hello, my darling Cindy. It would appear that you are the only one that's asked a question. Oh, thank you, Boldly Dream. That's so lovely, kind of you with a super sticker there. Where do I, hang on. There we go. I always click on the wrong buttons. So then, Cindy, you're ever so lucky. You're the only one asked a question in that there moment. But good evening, Cindy. I believe you're new here, my darling. So let's go ahead and get your reading going. So your reading will start in exactly 15 seconds while I swap cameras. There we go. May I know my Cancer crush feelings for me? No problem at all, my darling. So then, as always, we are going to cleanse your space. There we go. And we're going to bring in the ever lovely Wispy, who is my air elemental dragon. If you want to know all about Wispy, you can go across just down in the description box or just in the comments there. Should be a post that goes and tells you exactly what Wispy is. There's a whole podcast episode where me and Necroneil talk about Wispy, what my dragons are. Oh gosh, how they were created, why I've got them, all of that, and whether they're egregore servitors or tulpas. So do check that out if you're interested in that sort of thing. It's a really good podcast episode actually, where we talk about a lot of different magical stuff. Oh, there we go. We've had a card flip just as I was about to say that's your reading. So then that's your shuffle. So then let's have a look. The 5 of Wands. Now this is your clarifying card. Again, Wands is security, confidence, self-esteem, how you see yourself. And the 5 says that there's a little bit of upheaval, a little bit of turmoil going on at the moment. I think you're in a situation where I think maybe you're feeling a bit insecure, but also a bit confident all at the same time, if that makes sense. So it's like you're feeling your bad self. Do the young people still say that? Do they still say that? You're down with your bad self. Yes. Wicked, wickawoo. And I have no riz. I swear down, I have no riz whatsoever. And the fact that I'm saying riz is cringe aha. Cringe sorry. Cringe I know, right? I'm down with the kids. So I know everybody in the chat is just going, Lisa, just stop. Anyway, that is your modifying card. This is going to shape the other cards that will be laid down. Once we get the modifying card, we split the deck, do your drop, and we do your card pull. So then, Wispy, what does Cindy's crush have feelings for them? Cindy's crush is a Cancer. Let's have a look. So where you are, the Knight of Swords reversed. Okay. We've got the Chains card and we've got the 8 of Swords. Right, my darling. Let's have a look. Lots and lots of input. So the Knight of Swords. Let's have a look at them upright. So the Knight of Swords here, as you can see, Knights are teenage rebellious energy. I always think this looks like, is it Brave, the Disney princess? Is she Irish with the red hair? Anyway, the greeny blue top, or it looks very blue on camera, and the red hair and the helmet, and it just reminds me of that character with that bright shock of red hair. But this knight is off on the dragon. Now, in this case, swords are about trouble and strife. They are about hardships. They are about the obstacles and the hurdles, but they're also the lessons in life. Okay, so the Knight of Swords, that knight energy, rebellious teenage energy, and that's coming up in where you are now. I'm not saying this is you. It could be that this is your crush, but it feels very much like this is a learning point, if that makes sense. So it may be that your crush doesn't have those feelings for you in the same way. Okay, there's no cup card here, which cups are the emotional suit. Okay, my darling, so we'll say that first off. The thing about the Knight of Swords, when it's reversed, it's talking about rushing in really quickly. So it could be the fact that you describe this person as a crush. It could be that you've jumped ahead a couple of steps from where they are, and they may not see you quite in that same way. So it could be a case of maybe take a step back or two and just kind of see where things lie. It feels, because of this reversal, it feels almost like, as I say, that knight is that quick to act energy. It's the energy where, you know, the king says, I know, let's go and start the crusades, and the knights just go, Okay, then, not thinking, well, do we really need to go and like try and colonize in the entire world? Do we need to do that? Maybe it's not a good idea. They just go off. You know what I mean? The king says, I have heard tale of a holy grail. Let's go search. And all the knights go, okay, get my horse. Off I go. None of them are like, oh, should we think about this? Where are we going? What are we trying to find? A golden cup? Do you know what I mean? They just go. And that instinct with the knights can sometimes trigger a little bit too soon. So again, in terms of a relationship or in terms of somebody that you've got feelings for, it could well be that that's triggered and you've jumped so far ahead of them that they might even, you know, in all honesty, they might not even be ready for a relationship, let alone one with you at this moment. What you need to know, we've got the chains card. Now, again, this is reversed. Now, do not, I'm going to play you what the other name of this card is, right? Do not feel in any way, shape or form threatened by the, if I'm not going to do that actually, because I can't, my animations aren't working for some reason. That's interesting. Hang on. No, my animations are not working. So the chains, we'll just go with what the card is. So chains is all about binding two people together. Okay. As you can see here, we've got this couple. They are chained by the dragon. You can see the chains are wrapped around them. And they are kind of handcuffed or tied together behind their backs. This could be an indication of marriage. Because you know that idea of being locked and chained and locked and bound to each other. However, with this being reversed, it almost feels like there is an element here where you are trying to maybe you have feelings for this person that are a little bit, how can I put it? A little bit stronger than perhaps they feel. And it feels very much like you're wanting this kind of vibe. You're wanting to have this connection and this really strong bond. It may not be right at this moment in time. Does that make sense, Cindy? I hope that makes sense, because the chains card, when it comes up reverse, it's normally talking about a separation rather than people coming together. So it feels very, I don't know, it feels a little bit different, if that makes sense. So it may well be that your crush doesn't have those feelings for you at this time, particularly because when we look at the future, we've got the 8 of Swords. Mods, just check the WhatsApp. Something's just popped up. It feels very much like the 8 of Swords is a card of revelation. Right, that is what the card is. In other decks, it absolutely kind of, you can see the person is blindfolded and you can see that they are surrounded by the swords, and it's that blindfold off moment where you get that discovery of what's happening, if that makes sense. And you can see that here. You can see this person is locked away in this dungeon and this dragon has come to rescue them. So they're about to be revealed, like they're about to see what's out there, what's on the other side, what is happening. And so you've got this vibe of finding out the truth. Okay. So it does feel, my darling, in all honesty, and I've got to be honest, because that's what the channel is all about. It's all beyond authentic. I've got to be authentic with it. It does feel like maybe this person that you've got a crush on, this crush isn't going to be the one for you. It does feel like maybe there is something else going on with them. It could be that they are in a relationship with somebody else, or it could be that they are, you know, maybe they've got feelings for somebody else, but it absolutely here doesn't feel the vibe that they are into you in the same way that maybe you're into them. Okay, my darling, I do hope that helps. And yeah, I really do hope that helps. And all I can say is thank you ever so much for your question. It does feel like there is going to be this truth revealed is going to come up. Now, the one thing I will say with all of this, my darling, you do have this 5 of Wands, right? So your confidence, your strength, your sense of who you are should never be tied with your crush anyway, right? Because crushes come and go. let me tell you, I could sit and tell you stories. We'd be up till more than just 2 a.m. It's 1:30 here a.m. in the UK. We would be up all night and probably most of tomorrow if I was to sit here and tell you some of the stories of some of the crushes that I've had in my life, right? But the key card here is this 5 of Wands, because this is telling you very, very clearly, my darling, that your confidence is tied in this too much, right? You need to be able to be that, the most Cindy of Cindy. Oh God, I sound like, what's that thing with, is it the Who'sville? Is it Cindy Who'sville? I can't remember. I don't even know what that is. Cindy Who? I think so. But you need to be the most you that you can be, right? Forget about the crush. You need to be the you is you, so that if you have feelings for someone, you stay you. You don't turn into this or turn into that or turn into the other. You stay you. And that, my darling, is what you need to remember with this reading, okay? Regardless of what happens, just stay you. And I hope that helps. And yeah, I'm going to jump back with the other camera. If I can press the buttons. Right, I need to sort out why those animations didn't play. I'll do that in just a second, because that is something that I've not done. There we go. Thank you ever so much for your question, Cindy. It makes sense. There you are, my dear. No problem. He's a hot guy you see in your job. Listen. A crush is good, right? If they've got feelings and all of that lot. However, a little bit of fantasizing. Do you know what I mean? A little bit of, oh, he's a hot guy. Just gonna have a little daydream a second. Hold on. Oh, we had such lovely children in my daydream. Do you know what I mean? That's fine. You can do all that. Plus, I don't know. Also, we do kind of, work romances are never a good idea. Absolutely 100%. Or if it's a customer for somewhere you work, that's never a good idea either, because, you know what they say, never mix business and pleasure. That's absolutely true. But it depends where you work as how many hot guys might be there. You know what I mean? And it could be that there are many other hot guys, and it could be that there are many other hot guys out there. Just daydreaming. Daydreaming's fine. Do you know why? Because daydreaming, you can put whatever character you want on them. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's the reason why I've never read one of these in my life, right? But it's the reason why certain women, generally women, some men as well, some non-binary folk, but generally, these books are aimed at the more feminine side of life, right? The romance books. You know, the ones that have got pictures of pirates or like pirate. I only ever see pirates. You know, where they've got that white frilly shirt and it's kind of ripped down to there, and they've got the bare chest and they're like holding on to the mast of the boat like this, and they're all rugged with their hand on their hips or a sword or something, and they're like, oh, and they've got the long hair blowing in a bit like this, but they've got their long hair blowing in the wind, and they're all like, and it's called something like Oceans of Love, or like those books. You know, those books, it's the reason so many, there's like billions of, well, not billions, there's probably hundreds of thousands of them that are written. And in the, I don't know whether you've got them in the rest of the world, but in the UK there's a publishing house called Mills and Boon, and there's a series, like there's thousands of them, but in all the bookshops, all the secondhand bookshops you go to, there's normally whole shelves full of these books. And that's the reason, because you can daydream them, and the characters then they're not real, if that makes sense. What? Little old ladies that come in for the swarthy pirate books. Really? Good luck to them. Good luck to them. Good luck to them. Go get down with your bad self. Those lovely little old ladies fantasizing about pirates and women with bosoms and chests. And were they Mills and were they actually hot? because I guess there must be something to it, but yeah, not for me. Not for me. I maybe I should read one. Maybe I should read one. I am of the generation where when 50 Shades came out, that I was like, oh my god, it's a Twilight fanfic. I'm not going to bother reading it. Maybe I should go and find, what was he called? What was that 80s? What was he called? Oh my god, what's the famous guy? Fabio. Maybe I should go and find one of those books that has Fabio on the cover, dressed in a pirate shirt with the windswept hair and the ocean, and the standing on the mast and on the wheelie thing like that on the wheel and holding onto the mast, all rugged. Maybe I need to read one of those. I tell you what. No, I'm not even going to finish that. I was going to say, I'll tell you what, if I do, we could do a book review. We could do a book club. Wow. Are they actually spicy? I am shocked. I am genuinely shocked. I thought they were just like kissy romance nonsense. I didn't realize they were actually spicy. Wow. Okay, maybe I do need to read one. That'd be interesting. You'll all be able to tell if suddenly in the background I've got hundreds of boxes from Awesome Books and these other secondhand bookshops, because you can normally pick them up really cheap. Oh, hang on. Your mum read loads of them. She said Mills and Boon were tame. She preferred Black Lace. There we go. Some publishing house recommendations if you are into spicy, hot, spicy, romantic books. Then Black Lace are the ones to go for. They are most definitely spicy. Well, I did not. Do you know what? I have lived all my life. I am 26 years of. I have lived till 48, never having read one of those books. My mum had those books. Oh God! Oh God! My mum had those in amongst all her I can't remember what they were. What were they? Like vanilla, but definitely erotica. I think she might actually have had some black. As soon as you said Black Lace, Neil, my brain went, oh, that rings a bell. My mum had some of those books, and into her older years as well. Wowzer. Okay. You know what I'm going to be Googling straight after this? I wonder if you can download it onto a tablet. No. Do they have pictures? Stop. I will just remember Mum's Catherine Cookson's, because those aren't anywhere near as. Please don't tell me Catherine Cookson books were all like spicy romance. Wow. I just shall we have another round? I am I am struggling to speak. I am suddenly having all sorts of realizations about my mother. Anyway, let's not go there on a live stream. Bless her. She had to have a fantasy life. My dad was in the Navy. Possibly explain some of those books, actually. Anyway, let's not go there. So, shall we have another round? I think we should. We're going to open up another round. So, if you would like a tarot reading, please do go ahead and pop your question in the live chat, starting with the word question, or send it through as a super chat. And yeah, we will go for where's me buttons gone? Hang on, let me just, I'm trying to press. Excuse me, hang on. Why isn't this working? It's working! Hurrah! Maybe we'll have to do a late shift on a different day where we just sit and read through a Mills and Boon Black Lace book. It's got nothing to do with that. I wonder if there must be like fortune teller, gypsy Romany type, that sort of fantasy circus type. There must be books in that ilk that are around the witchy, tarot-y type world. I wonder, should I get one? Should I try and hunt one down, and then we could do it as a late stream where we read through it and discuss? Should I do that? Let me try and do that. Right. Okay. I'll see if I leave your thoughts in the comments. Should I have a go at reading one of those spicy books? If I can find one that kind of fits our subject matter, then should I have a go at doing that? Anyway, right. Let's put the chat open. The round is officially open. Go ahead, stick your question in the live chat, starting with the word question. Or send it as a super chat, I was about to say. I clicked a little. Let's have a look. Yes, please. The Beyond Authentic Book Club. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Okay, Boldly, my darling. That's a good idea. That is a great way of doing it, is to play back. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, it's fine. It's so Necroneil has a similar relationship with his mum as I had with mine. Where literally, like my mum once went on holiday and came back and told me how hot all the waiters were, and they were like 20, and my mum at the time would have been, well, she'd just retired, so she would have been 61, and she was talking about, oh, there was this one waiter with the cutest bum ever, and I would have loved him because he had a really pert bum. So, you know, if mum was still alive, I would literally have gone, Mum, you know those books, are they those spicy books? What's the most spicy one? Let me read it. Absolutely. But yeah, I think yeah, ask your mum for recommendations for you, and then do you know what we can do? Right, with Holland's new job, we could put together a want list of the spiciest of the spicy books, and then Holland could order them in the library, and then we could all go and get library cards, and then we could all read them all. That'd be really, I mean, realistically, you don't need a library card because you probably just go to your mum's house and borrow the books. But apparently, so apparently they're good. Anyway, I think that could be a thing, you know. I think that could be a thing. I am going to do, as I was just saying to Boldly Dream, I am absolutely going to do a series on the channel where I go through how I read the tarot, how it differs from like standard depictions and standard keywords and all of that. I will go through some of that. Holland, you say they don't have Mills and Boon books. You could say it's for a research project for the literary department. They want to research Mills and Boon and its popularity, and for the history department as well, how Mills and Boon books have changed over the years. And you need all of them, you see. Then you need to have all of them, and you read all of them, and you go, it starts off really like, my husband came home and unbuttoned the top button of my blouse, and he gently brushed my hair from my face, and I did feel it in my loins, and we did go to bed. I decided that night to wear my shorter nightie, showing off an inch of ankle. My husband in his bed thought that was very exciting, and it took him 3 minutes to fall asleep. However, I was already blissfully away with the fairies after merely 2 minutes. You know what I mean? Go from that to where we are now with, he was a swarthy pirate and his codpiece did swell with the teeming of the oceans and the swelling of the sea. That's how I imagine they're all written. I don't know. I've never, as I say, I've never read one, but that's how I imagine they're all written. Anyway, if anybody does want a tarot reading, pop your question in the live chat, starting with the word question. If you want a longer reading, then do, as I say, do, what am I looking for on this buttons? If you're looking for a longer reading, do send it through as a super chat. But yeah, you can go and do that at any time if you want to. And we will do another reading. So we are open for readings if you would like one. If you are new here, where's my button? There we go. If you are new here, you can send a request on the channel, send it as a super chat to guarantee you're up next, or you can always wait until I open up a free round. The free round is currently open, by the way. So if you are looking for a tarot reading, you can just go and you can you can just pop your details in the live chat. I'm just reading the comments. Who needs a library book? Lisa, one for us. My version of a Mills and Boone would be terrible. It would be absolutely terrible. It would be as if it was written blushing. Because there are only so many words for certain things that you can put in, and you know what I mean. It would be an interesting one. I mean, you know, we could. I have written worse things in my life. I'm sure. Where's the comments? Mills and Boone, that's written by Queen Elizabeth. Yes, today on Audible. My husband and I once read a book. I would like to read that book to you now. Could you imagine? Could you imagine? Could you imagine? Could you imagine? How do we get onto Mills and Boone? I've got no idea. Do you know what? We keep talking about Mills and Boone. I think it's the Black Lace ones we need to look at. Are they still published by Mills and Boone? I don't know. But if anybody does want a tarot reading to bring us back onto topic, then please do let me know in that there chat. It's the best time to ask for a reading. We've got 13 minutes left of the stream today, and we've done a fair bit of reading for a fair few people, but this is the best time because we've only got a few people on. So if you want to get yourself a tarot reading, do put it in the live chat now. Otherwise, we're just going to talk nonsense for the next 10 minutes with everybody on the live, which is fine. If you're new here, then do send a super chat to guarantee you're next. Or at the moment, because we're so quiet, just quickly pop your question to the live chat, starting with the word question. Then you'll probably got a very, very good chance of getting your reading up. But as I was going to say, we do have our memberships open. So if you would like to help support the channel and join our memberships and have discussions like this with members normally without being interrupted by those, you know, pesky tarot readings, then you can always join our members only space, and you can do that by hitting the join button where you find it. It's somewhere on around the screen or down where you hit the comment. Somewhere there's a join button. Would Holland or Neil like a reading? I'm going to do Neil a private reading because Neil wants a private reading, so I'm going to do Neil a private reading. And again, we've only got 12 minutes left, Judy, my darling. So I will, we haven't got a lot of time left, so it would be a quicker reading at the moment. But yes, what was I going to say? I was going to say something about this coming Sunday's thingy, this coming Sunday's members. Ask about your daughter and son-in-law's future after graduation. They're thinking of moving to Colorado from California. I'll tell you what. I'll do it in a different way. Boldly, I'll do it in a different way. Let me have a look then. Let me swap over the camera. I'll do it in a slightly different way. I'm pressing all the wrong buttons in all the wrong places. It's still very warm in here. I will check the thermostat in a second, because literally just as I came on stream, it was saying, look at all my ramble, as Patricia would call it. My ramble. I can't remember. Rabble. just before I came on stream, it was still saying 26 degrees in the lounge. I don't know what it is in this back room, but it feels even hotter. But we do have a fridge and freezer in this room, so that's probably why they pump out heat, don't they? So, Wispy, what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at Boldly Dreams' daughter and son-in-law's future after graduation, right? So the daughter is graduating, and are they going to move to Colorado from California? That's what we want to have a look at. So we'll do a slightly different style of reading for you, Boldly Dream. Oh, okay, that's multiple cards falling. That isn't a Wispy. That isn't a clarifying or modifying. That was just me dropping the card. So if you want a clarifying or modifying, you need to go ahead and make me drop it, Wispy. Just one singular sensation. Every little step I make. One. Right then. So, Wispy, let's go. Let's see if I can still do this style of reading. So then, beyond Soul Then Boldly, let's have a look. So what are we looking at for the after the graduation? We've got lots of reverse cards. Graduation's going to be difficult. Hangman, there could be a delay in graduating, or there could be a delay in future plans. We've got the Two of Cups, which is the couple, and the Queen of Cups. Ooh, there is definitely a vibe here where there might be a pause in the plans. Do we have any idea why there's a pause in the plans? Eight of Swords. So again, all of these cards are reversed. The Lovers reversed, the Ten of Cups. So it does feel like there is going to be maybe a little bit of relationship angst. Maybe one person wants to move and one person doesn't. I don't know. I don't sense there being any major separations. The Queen, the Four, and the Hermit. Okay. So there is going to be, I think there's going to be some delays, right? So there's going to be some delays involving the whole, like, it feels like there's a family delay because we've got the Queen of Cups and the Two of Cups. Yeah, it does feel as if there could be some pressures for your daughter and son-in-law around this idea of moving after graduating, because again, we've got reversals here, the Two of Cups here, the Lovers here. So this is the center points of both of these, okay? And it's talking about there being this general sort of uncertainty here, a revelation happening here. I don't think it's in terms of the relationship, but it does feel as if there is going to be a bit of a reveal. So maybe somebody doesn't actually think that they are going to be moving, if that makes sense. And maybe one of them is a lot more reluctant. Here we've got the Queen of Swords. So we've got two queens, and the Four of Swords is talking about there being a stability issue. Now, interesting, there's only two cards so far that are upright. One is talking about there being maybe somebody is stuck in the mud, stuck with their, kind of feels stuck where they are, if that makes sense. So one's talking about, yay, we're going to go. And the other one's talking about, oh yeah, but what about this? What about my job? What about, you know, my Blockbusters video club card that I've got for down the road? I know that's not a thing anymore. I just couldn't think of anything else. Do you know what I mean? We're Costco members. We don't want to leave this church, this library, whatever it is. Somebody's got their feet well and truly comfortable where they are. And so the idea of that upheaval and restarting is going to be a bit of a concern, because it almost feels like one of them has their own space away from the relationship. Now that's not necessarily, it's not a bad thing, but it's like they've got their own friend circles and things, and moving away will upend all of that. Because we've got the Hermit card coming with the Four of Swords, it feels very much like they know where they are, and it's that better the devil you know. And that Hermit is about seeking wisdom, so it's almost like they've got that friend basis, that, you know, that network here. And then we've more reversals. I've got a feeling they're not going to move. You've got the World reversed. Okay, so we got the Four of Wands, fours again. When they're reversed, they're coming in as a bit of, right. Hang on, let's have a look. Let's have a look at this. Let's see if we can get in this a little bit deeper. So on one hand, we've got the Queen of Swords, the Four of Swords, and the Hermit, right? I think this is situational. This is people, if I had to break it down, because we've got couples, individual. This is what it feels like, right? So one is quite comfortable where they are, kind of has their own friend circle, almost like they go fishing or they go and have alone time that's healthy. Do you know what I mean? They have their own friend off, they go and they do things. Whereas the other one feels a bit more, if I had to say, this is your daughter, this is your son-in-law, right? I guess, because this feels like more masculine energy, this feels like more feminine energy. The Four of Wands in this case is reversed, so it's talking about there's a bit of stagnancy. Somebody's feeling a little bit like, come on, it's time to move on, let's start going. They've got the World reversed, so they are looking at, you know, stepping through the portal, changing everything, moving into a new version of life, possibly traveling, because you've got that World element in there as well. And the Page of Wands here is interesting because, again, we've got the Four of Wands and the Page of Wands, the Four of Swords and the Queen of Swords. I think, right, how about this? Right, I'm going to need you to confirm in the chat boldly, and I'll come and look at it in a second. I think your daughter is younger than your son-in-law, or perhaps a little bit more naive than your son-in-law, because we've got the Page of Wands, right? And I think your daughter is seeing the world as being, oh, it's easy, we just go and move and then we do this and then that happens. And I think your son-in-law is a little bit more maybe set where he is. I don't know where each of them are from, or if ever they've got links to Colorado or California, or obviously they're in California now. I don't know if they've got links to Colorado, but it feels very much like your son is kind of a bit settled, comfortable, has a network around him, whereas your daughter's looking at the adventures after graduating. As couples, it feels like they're okay, everything's kind of, you know, they're ticking over, but it feels almost like, because of the reversals, it feels almost like treading water. And it feels like the graduation thing is a big moment for the couple, because it feels like at the moment they're just going through the motions until they get to that point, and then they've got to come up with what they do next. And it feels like the son-in-law and daughter-in-law are slightly different opinions. I don't think it's going to be a major issue in terms of the relationships, but it does certainly feel as if they are unsettled at the moment. It really does feel that they are unsettled at the moment, and it feels like she wants to go and find herself, whereas he feels a lot more found. If that makes sense. I don't get the impression. Whisper, one card draw. Ooh, Six of Pentacles. Okay. Finances are going to be the settler. So finances are going to be the key to this, and whether or not they've got financial support from people around them. Okay, so it could well be that the final decision is purely and simply financial, and that all of the rest of it kind of doesn't really make any sense. Doesn't really matter. Do you know what I mean? Whether they've got friend networks and all of that, all of that can be settled later and sorted out later. It's the finances that are the key to this. And it feels as if almost, look, you can see this person coming, the dragon's holding this girl hostage, we've got the coins. It feels very much like the key to all of this is how the financing plays out post-graduation. That is going to be the key thing. And I think it's almost like it's interesting. There's no cup cards. Well, I mean, there's one cup card, but and there's cup cards here. Shut up, Lisa. But there's no cup cards in the decision area. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is not by heart. This is, it could be nice. It could be nice. This is by money being the key center point of this. Okay, boldly. This is what it's going to come down to, right? This is what it's going to come down to. If post-graduation, your daughter can find the career and the fulfillment, because I think a lot of that and that new life aspect, if she can find that in California, how can I put it? She's looking for that. He's looking for stability, right? So there's a little bit of difference. It's all going to be down to the finances. If she finds a job in Colorado that does everything she wants, they'll move there. If she finds that in California, they'll stay. He's pulling for them to stay in California, but it all depends on this financial issue. So if she gets a job offer that allows them to stay in California, they'll stay. If she gets a job offer that is in Colorado, they'll go. It's all down to what the daughter wants to, what happens with the daughter after graduation. I hope that helps, boldly. It feels like it's still up in the air, but money's going to be the key thing. Money's going to be the decider more than any emotional pull, more than any, exciting new life, any of that. It's going to come down to a purely financial decision based on the financial offers that both of them can get, either in staying in California with a new job for her and his job currently, or moving to Colorado and having him get a job there and her find a job there. It's going to be all down to money. So it's got nothing to do with, where they live, how they love, the people around them, all of that. Is going to eventually just be a financial argument. I hope that helps. I haven't done a multi card like that for a long time. Let's have a look. Hang on. Oh gosh. It would take a lot of planning. Her husband's apprehensive. Yeah, absolutely. It's not that he's apprehensive. My hair. It's just that he's kind of settled where they are. All his external families here in California. They would be better off financially in Colorado because they can get a much nicer home, but it would be emotionally hard. It's going to depend on the jobs. It's going to depend on the job market. You can get a really cheap house in any crappy old place, but would you want to live there is the question. I've got the strongest feeling Colorado's not going to have the same offers that your daughter needs. They love the ocean, but Cali is so expensive. That's why it's going to be financial. A 2-year age gap, but he's more settled than she is. Your daughter isn't attached to our family since our move too. Okay. She's very attached to me and calls me every day. Oh, that's lovely. They do have to get jobs. Yep, it's going to be the jobs. Yep, it's going to be down to the jobs. It'll be absolutely down to what she can get post-grad, and that will be the decider whether or not they go. Because she's She's the one in control here. He likes to think he is, but she's the one in control. Anyway, oh my gosh, it's 4 minutes past 2. Sorry, Holland, I didn't see because I'm not on that page. But that is it from us today. Thank you ever so much for coming in and joining us, everybody. Thank you so much for finding us on the night shift, as we call it, the late shift, because it is here in the UK. It is now 4 minutes past 2 in the morning. Yep, 2 a.m. And I am now going to go and do the ablutions and wash off the eyeshadow that I put on 2 hours ago, and basically go and join my husband in bed and stick all the fans on because it's still horrendously hot right here. But whatever you're doing for the rest of the day, the night, the morning, wherever you are in the world, have a lovely one. Thank you so much to the amazing mods. You're all bloody brilliant. You're all bonkers for joining me, but thank you ever so much for doing it. And of course, thank you all for watching. And don't forget, oh, I just realized I've still got the crow. There's the crow. Look, go on. There we go. That is going to be it from us. Thank you ever so much, everybody. I will be back on Sunday evening at 7 p.m. UK time, so double check where that is in your area. But I'll be back on Sunday, and as I always say, stay you, stay true, stay authentic, and I will definitely see you on the next one. Getting ready to press the button. Bye bye.